The conversation ended hours ago. Why are you still defending yourself in your head? In the next minute, I'll give you a simple 3-step method to stop the endless mental replay and reclaim your calm. Imagine you've just left a tense meeting. The words you exchanged swirl around like a storm in your chest, and you keep hearing yourself say, "I should have spoken up earlier." Step 1. Name the replay. Say aloud, "I'm stuck in a mental loop about that meeting." Naming pulls the script out of the background and places it in your conscious field, so you can see it for what it is. Step 2. Set a timer for 2 minutes. During that window you allow the loop to run, but you do not act on it. The timer creates a clear border. When it dings, you have permission to move on. Step 3. Replace the loop with a sensory anchor, the feel of your feet on the floor, the distant ticking of a clock, the scent of fresh coffee. A sensory cue tells your brain that the replay has served its purpose and that it's time to focus on something tangible. This 3-step routine, label, limit, anchor, gives the mental replay a defined exit, freeing space for clearer thinking and steadier breathing. When the loop ends, you can return to the present with confidence. Transitioning from the office to the bedroom, the next lesson appears after a heated argument with a partner. You replay every apology and accusation, feeling a knot in your stomach that refuses to fade. The trick here is to externalize the loop. Grab a notebook and write down exactly what you keep hearing in your head, word for word. "You never listened to me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you." Seeing the words on paper creates distance. They become objects you can move. Once you've written the full replay, close the notebook with a decisive snap. That physical act signals to your brain that the conversation is now sealed. Then, take 3 slow breaths, focusing on the rise and fall of your chest. The written words act like doors you can shut. Once closed, the room behind them is no longer accessible. By transferring mental chatter onto paper and physically closing it, you break the cycle of rumination and give yourself permission to move forward without lingering guilt. The snap is a simple cue that says, "I'm done reviewing this," while the breaths reset your attention to the body rather than the argument. Moving from the bedroom to the online world, the third lesson shows up when you scroll through social media and encounter a comment that feels like a personal jab. Your mind replays the sting repeatedly, each replay tightening the muscles in your jaw. Visualize the replay as a video playing on a screen in front of you. Imagine you have a remote control in your hand. Press the mute button. The image stays, but the sound disappears, and the emotional charge dulls. For example, you might think, "I'm hearing the comment, but I mute the inner voice that says I'm worthless." Next, change the channel to something neutral, perhaps a calming nature scene you've seen before. By treating the mental replay as a broadcast you can control, you detach the feeling from the content. You are the director, not the actor stuck in the scene. After muting, spend a minute describing the new scene out loud. "I see a quiet lake, the water is still, the air is cool." This reframing redirects attention, reduces intensity, and reminds your brain that you hold the remote. The mute button works because it removes the internal commentary that fuels the sting, while the new channel offers a fresh visual that occupies your focus. Shifting from social media to professional life, Lesson 4 arrives after a job interview that left you questioning every answer you gave. You replay each response, feeling a flutter in your chest and lingering doubt. Schedule a replay window, a 10-minute slot later in the day where you allow yourself to revisit the interview in full detail. Set an alarm, and when it rings, say, "Okay, it's time to review." Sit down and let the memories flow without judgment. When the 10 minutes end, close the window by standing up, stretching, and immediately engaging a grounding sense, the texture of the chair beneath you, the taste of a sip of water, the sound of a ticking clock. A replay is a guest. You can ask it to leave after tea. By containing the replay to a limited time frame, you prevent it from spilling into the rest of your day, and the grounding ritual signals that the stressful episode is over. This method preserves useful feedback from the interview while protecting your mental bandwidth for the tasks that follow. The alarm acts as a start-stop cue, and the grounding actions give your brain a clear signal that it can shift back to the present. Finally, The lesson unfolds at a family gathering where a relative's offhand criticism lingers like a cold draft. You feel a heaviness in your shoulders and a sting of shame that repeats with each breath. Create a mental stop sign the moment the replay surfaces. Visualize a bright red octagon flashing before the loop can continue. As soon as you see it, switch focus to a gratitude anchor. Recall a single thing you truly appreciate about that day, perhaps the laughter of a cousin or the taste of the dessert. Say out loud, "I'm grateful for the warm pie we shared." When the mind hits the brakes, plant a seed of thanks. This simple pivot replaces the negative loop with a positive, grounding emotion. The stop sign works because it interrupts the automatic replay, and the gratitude seed redirects energy toward something uplifting. By pairing an abrupt visual cue with a concrete appreciative thought, you break the chain of self-criticism and give your mind a new direction. To recap, first, name, time, and anchor the replay. Second, write it out and close the notebook. Third, mute the mental video and change the channel. Fourth, schedule a 10-minute replay window and then ground yourself. Fifth, flash a stop sign and sow a gratitude seed. If these tools have given you a clearer path out of the mental chatter, consider subscribing. I'll keep sharing practical methods that respect the way you think, without the fluff or the hype. Your mind deserves a quiet place. Let's find it together.